Perfect. Well, I feel like before we dive in, we can start off with just some brief introductions. So I've already introduced myself. I'll introduce the rest of the Head for the Cure team first, and then I'll introduce our lovely participants. Annette, did you raise your hand? I don't know if she can hear us. She might have.
No,
Oh.
I'm having computer problems, so I'm on my phone. And my computer's rebooting, so I'll be back on that shortly.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being here. So,
I'm trying.
all right. Well, first up, because she's first on my screen, is Miss Cheryl.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you all again. I'm Cheryl Galloway. I'm the office manager, handling all things to keep the office running. I deal a lot with the mail, Facebook donations, things like that come in, matching gifts, and then memorials are a big part of my responsibility. That's it.
Thank you, Cheryl. Next up, we have Allie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Allie. I am a regional relationship coordinator for Charleston, Orlando, Cleveland, Seattle, NC Triangle, and Mid-Mo. So I help plan the events, and yeah, I'm excited to kind of go through this tonight and see you all again.
Thank you, Allie. Maddie?
Hi, everyone. I'm Maddie. I'm Regional Relationship Coordinator. I actually just celebrated my 1-year work anniversary a couple weeks ago. Kind of got blurred over because I had the last 5 events. So I did Des Moines, Omaha, Wichita, St. Louis, and Columbus, and they were awesome. So if you guys are part of those events, woo, they're pretty great. Y'all should be proud.
Maddie, you have a well-deserved pat on the back right there. What you need. Great. Next, we have Courtney.
Hi, everyone. My name is Courtney. I am another regional relationship coordinator, and I get to plan all of our Texas events and Phoenix. So I'm kind of the Southwest area, but I'm excited to be back and talk to you guys about all of our resources.
Thank you, Courtney. Laura. I also feel like I'm sort of hosting The Price is Right when I say this sort of thing. Did Laura hear me?
Hi, sorry. My boyfriend is being a very nice boyfriend and building my desk, so I told him to stop making noise for a second so I could unmute myself. But hello, everyone. I am Laura. I think I've gotten to talk with everyone who's on here, but I'm our Programs and Development Coordinator, so I handle the kind of fundraising side of things outside of events, so our different giving campaigns like Go Gray in May and Giving Tuesday and GBM Awareness Day, and then also working on our programs, the 2 largest being our online resource for patients and caregivers and doctors, which is Brains for the Cure, which is in the process of getting a really cool revamp and a little bit of a rebrand as well. So really excited to be able to show that to everyone, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And then also our ambassador program. We have about 13 ambassadors right now, one of which is Anna, who we'll get to say hello to in a second. But working with them to help continue, spreading the word about Head for the Cure into, the cities that they're living in and helping us, boost everything as much as we can. So thanks everyone for being here.
Thank you, Laura. Next we have Brian.
Thanks, Kelsey. I'm Brian. I'm the analytics coordinator for Head for the Cure. So I get to work between both the events team and Laura in development. It's kind of use a database approach to, increase our efficiency and ultimately allow us to contribute more funds to the cause.
Right. Thank you, Brian. Kaylin.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kaylin. I'm the event logistics coordinator for Head for the Cure. So on a normal year, I do all of the back end for all of our events. So venue permitting, porta potties, dumpsters, all that good stuff. Luckily, I also do all of the graphic design for the organization. So shirts, medals, posters. And so since with our virtual events, I've been doing a lot of the kind of graphics that you see pop up.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaylin. We've got Frida. Hi, Frida.
Hello there. Yes, I'm Frida and Schrader. I am one of the 3 finance people that are at Head for the Cure. I have been with Head for the Cure since 2012. I have worked with Matt for 30 some years, and I was one that I also did get to work with Chris Anthony before he passed away, and know him and his family. So it's a really special organization for me. And as I said, I'm just one of 3, so we try to just make sure we get all the money in the bank after all you guys work so hard to bring it into us.
Thank you, Frida. We've got our newest addition to our team, Anna.
Hi.
Hey guys, so I'm basically the intern, so I just shadow different departments and really just try to figure out kind of what's going on in the nonprofit world as I'm trying to discover what I want to pursue in college. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Anna. And then we're lucky enough to have one of our board members on with us today. So Mario, if you want to say hi. Oh, you're muted, but you waved.
Hi, Mario Lichtenstein. I'm one of the board members. I wear all the hats and always available. I've been involved in every aspect of the foundation and always available for anyone that wants to reach out and find out what's going on.
Perfect. Thank you, Mario. All right, I think that covers all the Head for the Cure stuff. So now I'll go around to our participants. So if you just want to say your name, what city you're participating from, and then any other tidbit that you'd like to share with us. So we've got Dee.
Hi, I'm Dee from San Francisco. My team is West Enders in Cleveland, Ohio.
Awesome. Thank you, Dee. It's nice to see you again. Then we've got Mitch.
Hey everybody, my name is Mitch Ulansky. I am representing team #JohnStrong, and our biggest representation is in Cleveland, but we usually have a team in Detroit and Columbus as well. And hope to, well actually earlier this year before COVID, we participated in Charleston. So hopefully we can add some more cities once things open back up here.
Right, that's pretty cool. You're getting up there. I don't know if there's very many other teams that participate in that many different events of ours. So that's awesome. Thanks, Mitch. Then we've got Melissa.
Hey guys, I'm kind of having weird phone issues tonight, but I'm Melissa. I'm from Team Tanner in Charleston. This was my first year and just looking forward to next year.
Awesome. Thank you, Melissa. We've got Steve.
Steve Hamilton, team captain for Hamilton's Heroes out of North Texas, is where the most of us are. But after listening to Mitch, we've got relatives in Chicago, so we're going to probably bomb them next year in some other cities. Basically, second year for me, first year as a team captain, second year, basically I run for my son, my 29-year-old son, who is battling now. So that's what got our team together.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for being here and for supporting. Then we've got Sebastian.
Hi.
Okay. Perfect. All right, then we've got Annette.
My name is Sebastián Malki. I am in charge of a radio company in Peru. I am 14 years old. Okay.
I'm sorry, I was confused. Hold on. Is that okay? So we've got
that was Sebastian. I was muted.
Oh, okay.
So
Go ahead, Annette.
You caught me mid-bite. And now where'd my video go? Good grief. I think my computer's about ready to croak again.
Uh-oh.
I'm Annette DeGrief. We just had our virtual this past Saturday. You know, and so I think it all went very well. I invited my team over for donuts and coffee, but it was just my husband, my son, and I, and we live here. So Nobody wanted to get up that early and come sit and watch. So, but that's okay. Hopefully they were watching elsewhere.
We had quite a few people watch St. Louis. Maddie, do you know how many views it's had on Facebook?
No, I don't. I can check that out real quick
You'll
though.
have to tell them.
We had a lot, just even like before it started, you kept seeing people like sharing it, and all the reach and everything was really awesome.
Really great. And then we just had Rhonda come back and join us. Hi, Rhonda. We're just doing introductions if you'd like.
I didn't know if anyone else had trouble. Mine froze up and I lost everything. So
I think we're all having, at least on my end as well, having computer issues, and Annette is. And
I can't see myself.
I
I just got on, and that happened to me, I don't know, 2 meetings ago.
Let me see if that'll work now, Stephanie.
Okay.
There you go.
There.
Perfect. So Rhonda, did you want to introduce yourself? Are you good?
I think everybody knows me probably.
Okay, perfect. And then Stephanie, would you like to say hi?
Hi. I'm running in the Detroit race in October. Well, yeah, the virtual race.
Running in the virtual race. Awesome. Perfect. Well, thank you for being here. All right. Well, thanks everyone for introductions. We're going to dive right into our topic. So I think one of our first places, one of the best places to start when talking about our online resources. So when you register, you have access to your participant center. So Brian's going to give us a brief overview. It's kind of been redone recently, so there's some new aspects and a new layout to it. So Brian, I'm going to let you take it away, pretty please.
Thanks, Kelsey. So yeah, what I'll do here, guys, is share my screen so we can kind of walk through it together, just get a little bit of an overview of some of the features and different tools you can utilize within the Participant Center. As Kelsey mentioned, this is a function for people who have actually registered for the virtual 5K. By doing so, if you were to go to your local market's main event page, in this case here in Kansas City, I'm using, but I've logged into my account and I can access the Participant Center here in this orange box in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. From there, we'll go ahead and log in. If your password wasn't saved, it'll bring up a quick login prompt. But this here is the basic overview for your Participant Center. It has some easy prompts for you when you're just getting started. But then there's a few various sections we'll touch on here in this session real quickly. One major distinction I want to share with you all is, depending on if you were the team captain or not, this will look slightly different to you. This kind of test account that I've made for this session is a team captain, so we can kind of see all the features here. But first of all, another thing I want to kind of highlight is that as a registered participant, you have an individual personal fundraising page. And then if you are the team captain, you also have access to the teams page. That distinction can be kind of seen right here. And we'll get to that again here in a second. But here in the kind of top tabs bar, this is your home screen. Again, with all the kind of the tools right in front of you. You can jump into the email section here. This is a way in which you can send out fundraising encouragement notes to your participants and donors. So we can kind of go through a few of these here in a sec. And then finally on the top tab here is your profile. You can change, various aspects here just to update your information for our system. But I guess back to home here, as I mentioned, this is you have the view of your personal page, but also the team page. As far as your personal page, these tools, edit buttons you'll see here, allow you to change things such as your fundraising goal, You can update the URL for your individual or team page here. And you can also change the default script that appears on the base page, as well as updating the media here in terms of a team photo or video. A lot of this works similar for the team page. Should you be the team captain, you can, again, edit the team's goal, change the URL settings to make it a little bit easier to find for some of your constituents. But as well as you may have a different kind of ask for the team page than you would for your personal page. So you can, again, edit the script and make it different or the same, should you like. Same goes for the team photo as well.
And if I may just say something real quick, something that's nice about editing your team page, for me, it's a good way to share my team with like my friends who then share it with their friends. So they don't know me, but I put our story and our connection to why we fight back on the team page and our photo. And so it's kind of like that word of mouth that they find out why it's important to us without me actually knowing them. So that's the benefit that I've found. I don't know if anybody else has anything else they'd like to add, but I appreciate doing that.
That's a great point, Kelsey. One thing I've done for my personal team here in KC in the past is some team members have shared the team page link within their offices. So, yeah, again, people who I don't personally know were able to find our team and make contributions that way. So, great point to highlight. So again, here it's easy to toggle between your personal page and your team page and make corresponding adjustments as you like. It will just prompt you as you, should you do any of these things, there'll be a save prompt, and then that will be then updated automatically on the live portion, your live personal page or team page. A few, I guess, just so we kind of know the layout now, we kind of go back into email because I know some people like to use this to, especially if you're a returning team, your past contacts will already be uploaded into the system. So you can compose drafts, view messages you've sent out as you would in a lot of other email platforms. But you can also add context. So this is kind of a big feature where you can import contacts via your Gmail, Yahoo, CSV file through Excel or a similar engine there. You can add, individuals one at a time. You can also group people, which I think is an important because, I have people on my team that only register for the event. That's sort of their contribution. So I may, separate them a little bit and send a separate group for people who, may be able to contribute in a larger way. So, as you do all this, depending on the responses, these categories here on the left are then sorted, based on registered people from this year, people who may have just contributed as a donor. So a really great tool. I know some people are fans of, things such as Constant Contact or other services, but, as a participant, this is a free tool to use. So when I choose to take advantage of with my personal team. Real quickly, just a few other kind of big features of the Participant Center. And one I really try to share with as many people as possible is the Facebook fundraising function here in blue. What this does is with literally a click on this button here, it launches a Facebook fundraiser for you as a personal fundraiser for the event in hand. So what it does is it pulls the script from your personal page and again, with one click, starts a live fundraiser on Facebook, which, then can be shared with, friends and family, coworkers, really whoever's in your friend and friends of friends circles on Facebook. So we found this to be a really great fundraising option for people. You know, I'm friends with a lot of people on Facebook that I don't have their email that I can just send a personal note to. So it's a good way to get your story out there, you know, why you're contributing to Head for the Cure. And it's a great way that, you know, it gets shared, you know, by friends and, you know, offers just a, you know, considerable amount of reach for the cause. So this is something I would encourage, you know, everyone who's registered for an event to go ahead and make a Facebook fundraiser. The funds that do come in through Facebook are automatically synchronized to your fundraising progress. So if you are a competitive person, it's a great way to get the most up-to-date fundraising totals. So, you know, with that kind of general overview, I did kind of want to turn it and see if anybody had any initial questions, if I went too fast over something, or just any other comments.
I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
What's the turnaround time on the Facebook fundraiser? And do you have that up there now? So as soon as people start registering, it's up there now?
Yeah, that's a great question. So one point of distinction that I think, you know, I like to share with people is that if you were to start a fundraiser via your participant center through this kind of tool we've just gone through, those funds are automatically or nearly automatically synchronized. So there's not a multiple week turnaround for Facebook to then dispense those funds to us. The software company that we utilize has a partnership with Facebook. So it kind of clears their system much faster. So this Facebook fundraiser that you start as a participant will be automatically synced up.
Okay.
If you were to, if you were to go through to just start a fundraiser via Head for the Cure's Facebook page, that process is a little different and would take 2 to 3 weeks to reconcile. But that's a great question.
Well, and on that same question, so will those people that donate on the Facebook fundraiser be listed on my team donors?
They are noted as donors. However, Facebook automatically generates an email for those transactions. So you wouldn't be necessarily able to contact them for a thank you email. You may have to combine, you know, the name on the donation with, I should say, other data that you may have via contact book or something. So, but yes,
Can I not contact them from this page then? Not from Facebook, from my participant center.
Facebook would be ideal. Again, just because of the volume of people that make donations on Facebook, they auto-generate those kind of return addresses. So you would be notified on Facebook as well as in the participant center, but Facebook might actually be a better means in terms of thanking them.
Yeah, I have a question and a comment.
Yeah, Dee.
First of all, my comment. I'm not really a Facebook person, and Brian helped me last week launch my Facebook page using this button right here. And we did it like on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember, Brian. And on Friday, I already had 3 donations on Facebook, and I hadn't even launched my campaign yet. I didn't launch my campaign till Monday. One person I knew, but I would not have sent them a notice because they were somebody I used to work with a long time ago. So that was one person. Another person I don't even know, I never heard of. I have no idea who it is. So I was very pleased with that early response to the Facebook. And since I didn't know that guy, I fiddled around with Facebook to answer your question. And there is a way that you can thank people on that same page. You just click on their name and you can send them a personal note. So the guy that I'd never heard of, don't know, I sent him a note through Facebook.
Oh, good to
And
know.
it was, the whole thing was quite amazing. I hope it continues. So here comes my question, Brian. So can I change this verbiage on this page and relaunch my Facebook page? Or do I have to change it on Facebook? How can I change that message as time goes by? I don't want the message to get stale.
Great question, Dee. So you were actually going to update your active fundraiser on Facebook. I mentioned earlier that by starting a fundraiser, it just pulls the main body that's already updated from your personal page. If you were to subsequently update your personal page, Facebook would not then be updated. So if you were to it sounds like you're having great success already, Dee. If you want to up the goal for your fundraiser, you can certainly do that and change the verbiage through Facebook's platform.
So go to the Facebook platform and change the verbiage on that page. That's possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
There should probably be like 3 little ellipses in the upper
Okay.
corner of your fundraiser. If you click on it, it'll then allow you to edit it.
Okay, great. Okay, thanks.
Of course.
Those are great questions. I'm learning stuff now too. So thanks, Brian.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have a quick question. So can you, is it just individual fundraising, or can you do a team fundraiser on Facebook?
Well, that's a great question as well. Being that the name's test account for this individual, but for the team, since you were participating as a team member, your funds are rolled into the cumulative total of the team itself. Therefore, any funds raised through your individual personal fundraiser on Facebook are credited to the team in aggregate.
Okay, I guess I was just wondering, whether, just because you have different verbiage on your personal page or your team page, how that correlates, but okay.
Right, Brian, does it pull, so since you're a team captain, like I'm not a team captain, so when I set it up, it just is going to pull from my personal page. When you set up your Facebook fundraiser, does it pull from your personal or from your team page?
It's going to pull from the team page, again, because ultimately those funds are counted towards the team total. So yeah, it's going to pull that personal script for everyone. Unfortunately, you can't do a team, so you may just have to augment your language a little bit if you want to have it be a little bit more encompassing of a group.
Right. Okay. What's nice is we just had one of our teammates, 2 of them actually, start Facebook fundraisers this way. And I mean, they got hits right away. And so it was nice to see our team total just bump up overnight. And I was like, what happened? And so it went right towards our team goal, which was exciting.
Yeah. Donations through Facebook, aren't really going anywhere. I think this is the 3rd year that they've really kind of promoted it. And I think it's doubled every year in terms of how much funds are donated. I think it was $1 billion the first year, and I think it was $4 billion in 2019, if I recall. So, this is a really great tool to connect, as Dee mentioned, to maybe people who you're not as familiar with or haven't interacted with for some time. So, a really great tool. I use it myself, so would advocate for it. Does anyone else have any questions, not only on the Facebook aspect, but in the participant center at large?
Brian, I just wanted to make a comment and kind of clarify that if you do a birthday fundraiser through Head for the Cure's Facebook page, it can take up to 30 days for that to be credited to your team. Those funds come every 2 weeks to us from Facebook, but there is that delay. So you will, if you do a birthday fundraiser through Facebook, you will get the funds. You just won't see them for a while. But on your Facebook page, it will show you under your fundraiser every person who's donating and what they've donated. So at least you have the information of what we will be receiving from Facebook.
So the money doesn't get there for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl's kind of the Facebook donation wizard. Is that what we would call you, Cheryl?
Makes sense.
Sounds good. I'll take my place in the wizarding world of Harry Potter.
Perfect. Brian, anything else you want to share, or anybody else have any other questions?
I did.
Oh yeah, Rhonda.
I didn't know how much I was supposed to be waving.
Sorry, I can't see everybody at once when we're sharing screens, so you can just, this time we can just holler.
I see 5 at a time.
I'll try to do that.
Well, I use general email for my initial invite, but once my team starts to grow and donors start coming in, I've used the participant center. But I found probably questions for you, Brian. Once I used a template, made a template, and sent an email with it, it disappeared from my templates. I don't know if I didn't save it initially before I sent the email.
That's a good question, Rhonda. The template should save for future use, so we can certainly look into, why that might have not been the case when you tried to do it. So I'd be happy to, follow up with you, see if we can get those working again for you.
Another question. After sending an email, the recent activity shows sent a message to, but it says unknown contact. It doesn't show the actual person I sent the email to.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Rhonda?
Once I sent an email, after sending it, and then in recent activity, it says sent message to, and then it says unknown contact. It doesn't show the list of people that were in that email.
I think that might be a function of we're using like groups, or did you import an email list yourself?
I was using the groups that are listed there for first time participants in 2019. I think that's one of the groups you had there, wasn't it?
So yeah, and one thing I'll kind of preface for the rest of the group is if you do have if you had a team in a previous year, again, a lot of those will be kind of populated in the categories, and I think that's kind of what you're referencing, Rhonda. We might have to check with you. You're in a little bit of a special case because you do have several markets to do support. So let's maybe find some time if you're available tomorrow to kind of look through your page individually. Because I think that I guess it would be helpful to kind of see your page and see.
You're just too active, Rhonda. You just support too many events.
I talked to Jana previously about the non-donor thing, and I think she might have talked to you, Brian, trying to figure out why it was showing up or not showing up. So it's just things I've run into as I've tried to use this page. And it's very helpful to group your emails, but I was just having trouble. So yeah, I'm going out of town tomorrow till Tuesday, but maybe when I get back, we can visit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to help.
All right, thank you.
Perfect. Anyone else? Or Brian, anything else?
One thing, I'll just add is, this version of the Participant Center was kind of launched early this year. So this is kind of our first full event season with it. I do think it's cleaner, a little bit more intuitive to use, but like Rhonda, if you guys do come across things where you're not sure about or just have questions about, please reach out to us and we'd be happy to help.
Sounds good.
For sure. Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Turn it back over.
I feel like since it's new, I'm still learning things about it as well. So it's a good refresher. Okay, well, I think the next few topics, because we've got about 20 minutes left, I want to touch a little bit on our, third-party events and some other fundraising activities that we promote on our website. So I will show you where it is on our website. Let me see if I can figure out how to share my screen again. So we have a page dedicated to grassroots fundraising is what we call it. And so here's our homepage. Can everybody see my screen? Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. And then it is our impact here. And then grassroots fundraising right here. So just a little bit of information about what we do. If you have questions on things, some ideas or other events that we've had. So community-driven events, this is where we have our volunteer opportunities, from Facebook fundraising and corporate matching and all sorts of other ways to fundraise. So I was gonna, I mentioned third-party events, corporate-driven events, auctions, corporate matching, happy hours, give backs, and I was gonna ask Laura to just touch on everything regarding that for a little bit, if that's all right, Laura. I'll stop sharing my screen because there's really nothing else to see. You can just kind of explore there on your own based on what Laura shares here. So since
I sure suppose that
Laura says she does development, but and not as much events until now, virtual events, but she does handle third-party events. So
I do handle that as well. Yeah. So if you are interested in doing some sort of event where you're going to kind of organize an event on behalf of Head for the Cure, that's what we kind of internally will call a third-party event. And so if you're doing that and wanting those funds that you're going to end up raising going to your team or the event that you're participating through, you'll still work with your regional relationship coordinator. But then we have had a lot of people across the country in some cities where we don't have 5K events. And as our founder, Matt Anthony, would say, yet. We'll see if those come. But those are the events that I then work with. And so there's a wide variety of different events. Like Kelsey mentioned a few of, a happy hour, an auction. We've had quite a few golf tournaments that have been extremely successful. But really there's any event that you think sounds interesting is something that we can then talk about and kind of see what the process would be to organize that. And so on that page that Kelsey was showing, there is a brief packet that you can look through and that we send to those that are interested in hosting these types of events. But of course, then we're happy to set up a time to talk more about the different details and what exactly you would be responsible for as the event organizer, and then what Head for the Cure can help you with. And so a little bit about that. You would be responsible for really organizing the entire event. So say it's, we'll use golf tournament as an example. You would need to secure the venue at a golf course, working with them to figure out which date would work best, how they need to know, how many people are participating, things like that. Organizing if there's going to be any sort of games or prizes associated with it, if there's going to be a silent auction, securing those items, if there's going to be t-shirts given away, securing that. We can provide logos for that, of course. What else is there? Lots of things with different events. But then Head for the Cure, what we can do for you is we can manage all the money, which is usually the part people don't want to deal with. So on our fundraising platform, the software that we use, we are able to make customized forms for you that then you can direct people to get registrations, get donations, and we can collect any kind of information you're needing. So if you are going to be giving away a shirt, we can collect those shirt sizes for you. And then that way the money is just directly coming to Head for the Cure. You don't have to worry about, sending us checks or collecting cash or anything like that. you can just direct everyone to Head for the Cure, and we'll give you a customized link that you can promote. We can also help with marketing materials if you're needing, a flyer or a poster or something like that. That's something that we can work on. Usually we'll tag Kaylin for some of those design type of things. We can provide logos, as I mentioned, for t-shirts, or, for a golf tournament, maybe a polo. And we can also provide letters if you're needing kind of two different kinds of letters. You may need tax letters for those that are donating if they're wanting to, have that credit. We can provide those for anyone who donates. And then also if you are seeking in-kind donations, so for items, for prizes or an auction or something like that, we can help get you a letter to solicit those donations. Sometimes, businesses are a little weary of if just someone random says, oh, I'm doing this event for this nonprofit, the money's all going there, and then they might think you're just keeping that, gift card for yourself or something. So we can provide that letter that's, a little more formal, says we're hosting the event with you. And, these can happen any time of the year. It doesn't have to be, really close to your event, but it can be if you'd like. If you want to host, a happy hour, maybe, night before race day, maybe not because you have to wake up early, day after race day, whichever kind of floats your boat there. But there's a lot of different types of events and ideas, and so we're always happy to hear those and help figure out how we can help you organize those. So we're open to really anything with that. And then a little bit of corporate matching, which Cheryl is another, I'm going to call you guru this time, wizard, just so it's something different. But a lot of companies do corporate matching, and really all you have to do is ask. Sometimes, companies don't necessarily always advertise that that's something that they offer, but a lot of companies more often than not will. And so if you need any sort of documentation, sometimes people will ask for a W-9 or for our 501c3 letter, anything like that. Those are available on our website, but we can also provide those very easily for you. And a lot of time, those funds may come in a little bit later, as it takes, I know sometimes we get it like 3 months or something after someone donates. It takes a long time, and then Cheryl gets really excited when we get a check in the mail and it's something for matching. But so if you have any questions about that, I would probably direct you to Cheryl, Corporate Matching Guru. Kelsey, you're going to say something before I go on?
I was going to say, like if I worked for someone else, should I ask my employer, about corporate matching, or what other places would I ask? I was kind of curious about that.
We could probably, there is an organization, and I have to check for sure. I think it's called, I'm not going to say because I don't know for sure, but you can get a list. There are ways to Google a list of corporations that do offer matching gifts. And I will figure that out, and we'll let you all know what that is when Kelsey sends out the notes from the meeting. But it by no means is to be taken as a complete list. So I don't know if you would go through your human resources department, or if you have some kind of a philanthropy gift giving section. Sometimes you can find those on the website for the company, and there's ways that an individual can go in and request something. But don't be afraid to ask, because we have some that just match 1-to-1. We have some that match 3-to-1. We have some that will match your hours when we actually have an in-person event. If someone is from your company is volunteering, they'll match an hourly rate to the number of hours worked, and we get that donation. So there are a lot of different ways it can work. If your company has not done that with us before, you can always give them, they'll probably ask for a contact, and you can give them my email, and then I get the request from them to go in and sign us up and confirm that donation for the match. So if you have any questions about that, or if you want me to reach out to somebody at your company who said we need someone to contact us to get this organization set up within our system, be more than happy to help. We have lots and lots of companies that do match, and it's pretty exciting to double or triple your money. So
Perfect. Thank you, Cheryl. That
Mhm.
made that helped me too.
And we say it a lot. Never hurts to ask. The worst they're going to say is no. So definitely, I encourage you to ask your employers and encourage your team members too, as well as you're encouraging those registrations and donations. Some employers will match the registration fee as well. So really, every dollar counts. So this is a really easy way to get some extra dollars in there. So yeah, definitely talk with your employer, and then let anyone, and especially Cheryl, know if you have any questions.
And we do have some some companies that don't really have a matching gift program, but someone in the company is affected with brain cancer. They get a team going, and we've had very generous companies that just matched whatever the team raised, and they sent us a check for that same amount. They don't have an actual, program that you can apply to, but they got so excited about everybody participating on the team that they, like I said, sent us a match, which turned out to be a nice little check. So that's another option.
Definitely. And then I think the last one Kelsey said that she was thrown to me was give backs, I believe. Okay.
Yes.
So give backs are something that we do organize on the Head for the Cure side for different events, but you are more than welcome to organize one that if you have a friend or family member that works at a shop or a restaurant or really anywhere that's willing to donate some money back to Head for the Cure. And if you are organizing that give back, then those funds can be credited towards your team. If you're trying to go for that top fundraising team award. I know some people are very competitive with that. So it's a good way to get some extra funds as well. But with those, again, it's simple. It doesn't hurt to ask. The worst they're going to say is no. But you can, the kind of details you'll need to get from them. Let's say you're going to do it at, I don't know, I was going to say Chipotle, but they're actually really hard to work with. So Chipotle is a bad example. Let's say you're doing it at, I'm trying to think of a good example. Courtney has one coming up at Willie's in San Antonio. I'm going to use that because I remember seeing it come up on social the other day. So Willie's is a restaurant in the San Antonio area. That's one that Courtney organized to benefit the San Antonio event as a whole. But so details that she would have gotten for that is, first and foremost, the date. What day is it going to be? And is it going to be multiple days? And then what time? A lot of places, won't say the whole day. Some places are very generous and do the whole day, which is awesome. But a lot of places, will say from 5 to 8 or something like that. Get that information and then ask, what percentage are they going to donate back? Typically, it's around 10 to 30% of the proceeds. And then a very important detail to get and to really advertise as much as possible is if the customer needs to mention Head for the Cure or not. Some places will just give you 10% for the whole time and no one has to say anything. But other places you do have to mention, when you're paying, oh, this is for the Head for the Cure fundraiser, and then, whatever their system is to mark that. And then anyone who mentions, then that percentage of those funds come back. So making sure to get that detail is definitely important because you don't want to miss out on anyone attending on behalf of the event, but not mentioning it. And then asking if, they can send you a logo to use in promotion on flyers. That's something that we could help with as well, with designing, social media posts or something for an email or things like that. And asking if they'll post it on their social media as well to try and promote it. But lots of restaurants offer, different give back programs. Some of them, advertise them on their website where you can fill out an application. Other ones, if you just have friends or family that, own a restaurant or work at a restaurant, We also do them occasionally with some different shops. Here in Kansas City, there's a shop called Made in KC, which has kind of local vendors that sell their goods that we've done a give back with before. Well, they will donate, a proceed of the night. We worked with Kendra Scott pretty frequently in several of our markets. They're really, really great to work with. Different like entertainment type places. We've done one with like a movie theater. Top Golf has some fundraising programs as well. So definitely would encourage you to, look and see what's around your area. You can also ask regional relationship coordinators, if they've reached out prior, or, you guys working together to make those events happen. But it's another way to, of course, raise more money, and it's kind of a fun way to do it as well. You can go, eat dinner right now, socially distanced, practicing all that. We have had some restaurants that have offered to include carry out while we are, everyone's practicing social distancing. So still people that, aren't wanting to go to restaurants, me included, I'm not going anywhere. But I'll go pick up that curbside order of whatever the food is, if it's going to donate proceeds back. So yeah, definitely, again, doesn't hurt to ask. And RRCs, I'm saying you're going to help, but I'm sure they're happy to help if you need anything while you're asking places to do a give back.
Perfect. Any questions for Laura about all the third-party events, corporate matching, give backs?
There's a lot of info really fast. I apologize.
It turns out that you can almost turn any type of event or function into a fundraiser. Just sometimes have to get creative. True. Somehow I feel like Dee knows that. I feel like Dee's probably done that.
I haven't, but I'm trying.
Right.
And I really liked everything about the golf tournament, because I know a lot of people that play golf. So I'm thinking about my next message is going to be, hey, golfers.
Right. Yeah, and there's been a lot of golf tournaments that have, had success doing it in a somewhat virtual sense or in a socially distanced sense, where people, play a round of golf on their own and then turn in scores, later on, and then, prizes are given out. So it's not everyone gathering, at one golf course or something like that.
Well, all my friends that play golf here, I mean, that's their only activity that they do right now, and it's outdoors, and they wear masks, and
they far apart,
Right, that's the only thing I get out and do, because golf is my socially distant sport. So I'm grateful for golf.
So I really do think that's the right topic for right now. Yeah. Golf or tennis, and golf has more people, so.
Right.
It does. A better way to collect money. But,
yeah.
So thanks for all that. Was good tips on golf tourneys. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're as you get into planning, let me know if you have any questions, and we can.
Okay, I don't play golf, so I'm going to have to rely upon my golfing friends to do that. But I'll try.
Sure, that's what I do with Kelsey now. She's my golfing reference.
They'll be fast to tell you their favorite parts of every golf tournament they played in. So you always remember. Okay. Stephanie, were you going to say something?
Oh, no, I just say I have to rely on family and friends to do that with golf stuff.
Perfect. Well, before we wrap up, I wanted to talk about one other way that we are able to bring in funds online, and that is, unfortunately, one part of everything that we do and things is memorials. So I wanted to let Cheryl talk a little bit about that. But Cheryl, do you want me to share my screen and show where it is on the website?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So I can share.
I only have 2 minutes.
Well, if you go a couple minutes over, and now I'm wasting your minutes because I don't know how to work my computer. Okay, so here's our home page. So there's Lisa, in remembrance here, and we have our memorials, our celebrations of life. So memorial page. So you can search memorials if you have a loved one who already has a memorial on the website, or you can create a memorial. And so Cheryl, I'll leave it on here for just a second. And these are links, of course, that I can share in the email so that it's easier to find in case you have trouble navigating our website. We have a lot of information on there. So.
All right, well, the in remembrance section is just one more avenue that we can give you to honor those people who we loved so very much and lost. And it's the one thing with the search is if you just don't know quite how to approach it, you can go and look at a couple of other memorial pages and see what they've done. You upload a picture, and then you also have a lot of space to tell a story. Some people basically use the obituary as the story, and other people it's a true story of that person and the things that were important to them in their life and the things they remember about them. And then once a memorial, someone submits a memorial, then I get an email notice that something's been submitted. I will look it over, respond, and publish it. And then in my response, I send a link that they can share with anybody that will take them, when they click on the link, it goes directly to that person's memorial page. And for a lot of them who have been lost, you know, I'll get a memorial and they passed away 2 days ago. And they also use that memorial page. They use that link to share with people through the obituary and through the whatever program page is shared at the funeral, so that they have the link if they would prefer to donate online. And then of course they can just mail in anything to us. I had a whole long thing, and I don't want to do it all, but I want to make sure that you know about it. The family is updated regularly on what donations have come in, because there is no direct tie from the memorial donations to the team or to a team member. And I will print up spreadsheets that show the donation, the donor information online. You're able to leave a message for the family. So we'll share that message with them. And then it also has the final section. You can tell us who you would like to be notified. And most of the families are notified by email. We send them the list so they have all the information for thank yous, and they know everything that has been said for them, which sometimes is the most comforting thing of all. Then we have teams. You can also do a memorial donation, just, you know, going to the main page of Head for the Cure's main website page, clicking on donate, and then there is a selection to give to a memorial, to search for that, see if there is a memorial in there. We've had several teams that have asked, especially if a lot of times when that person passed away in the current year, before an event, or even right after an event, to have those donations credited to the team. And we can take all those donations. I wait until I can send them all the messages, because I don't want once it's transferred to a team, all of that is lost. So I make sure they get all of the information from the memorial page, and then we can individually move those donations over to the team, and it will count in the team total. So we have some teams do that, some just leave it in memorial. I have memorials for people who have nothing to do with Head for the Cure, just happen to see something, or their doctor, the loved one's doctor happened to mention if they were looking for some place to donate, that was a good place to send money. It's just not, for us, it's not all about the money. It's continuing to honor that person that you loved so very much, keeping their memory alive, sharing the story of their life with anybody that you send the link to. And for sometimes I think people spend a little bit of time just searching to see, because they see the picture and then maybe they want to know what the story is. So it's just one more avenue, and I think it helps. It's us giving you another way to say how important that person was to you, and to keep their memory alive and keep celebrating their life and their fight and their journey. So I'm sure I left out some stuff, but anyway, it's to us, it's a very important part of what we do. And then with the race day videos, there is a separate, well, when we have in-person events, we do a celebration of life tent, and all of those memorials are posted in that tent area. For the videos, there is a separate celebration of life that you would need to fill out and submit. And Kelsey would have the links to those for all the different events. It's a smaller template, so it still has a picture, but they ask for a favorite quote or a favorite memory of that person. It's a much smaller space for the wording. And then we also...
It's that same link, Cheryl, actually, for all the events except for Kansas City. Kansas City is the only one that we do the memorial. So it's the same for in-person or virtual, making sure the celebration of life, if you do want to submit to that, submitting to it separately. But if you don't want to submit it because you've already submitted a memorial and you want us to, transfer it to the other format, we're happy to do so. But just so that they know that it's separate.
But just for Kansas City, right?
For Kansas City, we do that, but we can do it for the other markets, but we prefer people to submit through that celebration of life form, this separate one for the event specifically. Mm-hmm.
Or is there a choice for them to say, I've sent a memorial submission in, and can you pull from that and create?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And we can do that for anybody.
Yeah. And we can do them. They can be part of the video if they're sent in ahead of time. We're going to add, we're getting some in after the event, so those will be added to like a compilation video that will be done post race. So like I said, it's just our way of saying that they're truly missed, never forgotten, and always loved. So any questions anybody has about them, you feel free to contact me. It's probably the roughest part of my job, but those are important people. They're important to you, and they're important to us. So.
Well said, Cheryl. Yeah, Rhonda?
I have family on my team that has supported my team for probably 3 or 4 years, and I couldn't remember why. I knew they had lost someone. I knew the husband had lost someone. I knew the wife. And so I contacted her and I said, I apologize. I can't remember. Was it one of his parents? And she said, no, it was his brother. And I said, have you ever considered submitting a celebration of life? And gave her the link. So she goes, I don't think he ever has, but so I'm be curious if they end up doing that. But I've mentioned that to several people. Just, I think it'll be really unique having the video, this year too. Mm-hmm. That's pretty special.
And I get them, they may have just passed away a few days ago. It may have been 10 years ago and they're just now hearing about Head for the Cure, or it was 6 or 7 years ago, but they have not been able to handle actually going in and filling out the form. And then they finally feel comfortable and feel like it's time to get that remembrance posted. So.
And Cheryl, your notes, I can, if you'd like, I can include that in our summary email this week for your notes about the memorials. So everybody has them.
Okay.
Cool.
Any questions, anybody? Yeah.
Yeah. Mitch?
I have 2 questions. One's more general and one's a little bit more specific. The general one, I know in all the posts, at least on Facebook, for each event and each virtual event, it says to submit a photo or a video to be shown during the actual event. Mm-hmm. Where or how would we have other people submit those videos or photos?
Yeah, that's a great question, Mitch. So they can, if they want to do a video, they're welcome to, get it to the event coordinator, the RRC. So yours for Detroit, I guess, is Maddie, and for Cleveland is Allie. Or you can always send it to me because I can get it to them as well. So they're able to email that into us or text it to us, and it can be anybody. you know, as many team members as you like who are interested in doing something like that, they can submit away. We know there's also a form that we have that we can share. It's on our website. We link the share your story to it a lot of times, and it talks about how to do a video testimonial. But there's also like a Google form that if some people don't want to do a video, so they can just fill out that form and share what they'd like to share, you know, from their story or why they fight back or anything or why they participate, and then upload a photo if they'd like. So there's a couple different avenues that they can do that with. But when in doubt, you can just email it to us and say, I'm not sure what to do with this. Please take it.
I feel like that may end up being the result for some people.
And that is just fine. I get it a lot. And sometimes it doesn't work out with email because sometimes there's big files. So I'm comfortable with it if other people are, but I say, you know, here's my cell phone number if it's easier to just text it to me. So.
Okay. And then my other question was specific to Detroit and Cleveland because I know those are back to back. What is the cutoff date that you would need either photos or videos to be able to include them?
That's a good question. I'm going to let Maddie and Allie answer that because I can't remember the dates off the top of my head. But did we lose Allie? Oh, no, there she is.
I'm here.
You're at the top.
I believe the date for Cleveland is September 23rd, would be the preferable date by, just so we have time to compile it all together. Laura does a lot of that, and she appreciates it as early as possible. But yeah, September 23rd would be the preferred date. And then if for some reason you're waiting on someone or something, just let me know ahead of time, and that way we can just prepare and know that it's coming in like a day or a couple of days after that or so.
Okay, cool. And then Detroit, that same time, or does that need to be done earlier? Mandy?
Detroit is going to be about a week before on the 16th, just because Detroit's going to be pretty big. And then, of course, if you're wanting it to be like slightly more like majority of it being generic, so if you want to use it for like Cleveland and Detroit, we can definitely look into doing that and just doing like 30-second video being like, hello Detroit, or like hello Cleveland, because I mean you guys are pretty big in both of them, so we don't want to make you have too much work to do.
Right, don't want you to have to film double.
Well, I think they're generally two different groups. One's family and one's friends, so there probably wouldn't be too much overlap.
Great.
Okay.
But okay, thank you for both of those.
Of course, and thank you.
thank
We're
you.
excited to see what you guys do and all the pieces. Be a busy weekend for you guys.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Well, we went over time a little bit, but I just wanted to ask if anybody had any last minute questions or anything for anybody or comments. And Dee, you're up first.
I have a really silly question. I got 2 site administration notes from you that said 2 different people donated $100, and neither one of those are on my site yet. Is that normal or odd?
Brian, I'll let you answer.
Dee, when did they come in?
I got one today at 3 o'clock, and I got one, let's see. One on Monday. They were both for $100, and you sent me a site administrator thank you note, but I just happened to be following along with you on my, and I noticed that neither one of those donations were on my thing. I was just kind of surprised because it was a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm happy to look into that, Dee, because the APIs, the connections between our transaction system and the page you're looking at, they run multiple times a day, so they would have picked up the Monday one for sure. So again, we can jump in your page and see.
It's a silly question, but I would have never noticed it, but I was following along with you. So anyway, thank you.
Yeah, not a silly question.
Not a silly question.
Hey, so I did just want to add, I am a team captain. Are you a team captain as well?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So one of the problems that I've had with that is I've had the same email and it actually went to the team page. So check if they donated just for the team in general. It may be not.
Oh, because
on
I
your
was on my
individual.
own personal.
Mhm.
I follow you. Yeah.
It might be there.
Okay. Thank you. That
probably.
makes a lot of sense. I get it. Yeah.
Thanks,
Good to
Anna.
know.
Awesome. Anybody else? Any questions? Well, perfect. Well, I apologize we went over a little bit in time, but we appreciate you all joining us this evening. We appreciate all of your support and everything. So as always, I'll send up a recap email with the link to the video and along with some notes that we discussed today over everything. But otherwise, that's it. It's nice to see all of your faces, and I hope you have a great night and a good rest of your week.
Thank you.
So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.